Live.
Excellent. Good afternoon, good morning, everybody. My name is Sam Amanor. I'm delighted to be part of this Valletta Tech Summit. It's my pleasure to be joining you from Accra, Ghana, and I hope you would find what I'm presenting valuable and add it to your arsenal. Blue Space Financial Cloud basically is born out of Ghana, with my background coming from an infrastructure company, Dell. About 5 years ago, I dropped off and basically started a company, and very delighted to share with you a few thoughts that I think could excite you to bring into what Africa is doing. So the agenda for me today is just to walk you to what Blue Space Financial Cloud is and how we see IoT intersecting with fintech in our financial services world. And then maybe I'll share, if time permits, I'll share a few use cases. I'm also joined by a colleague in our ecosystem here in Ghana, Joshua Opoku Ajiman, who will share with you some of his practical field experience. And I believe that could go a long way to give you some light in terms of how Africa is also taking advantage of IoT technology. So Blue Space Financial Cloud, we're very focused on transactional systems, transactional software delivered as a service across 4 or 5 transaction types. Number one, in insurance, we're also delivering software for transactional activity in treasury. We're delivering software for transactions in trade finance, and then obviously payments. So we see the future of connected financial services coming together and harmonizing that and removing silos in the financial ecosystem. So basically trying to give our banking customers a consistent operational ability across their different systems of engagement. Now, these systems of engagements today, we're looking at mobile, we're looking at chatbots, we're looking at web services and service connected. And then we're trying to harmonize that experience. So whether an insurance company or a bank or a stock exchange, we believe that creating that consistency and efficiency and using analytics, using AI, and going deep into how the customer's experience should go is what will transform the world of finance. So we're bringing AI capability, data analytics capability, and efficient digital capacity across these financial networks. So that's what we're doing. It's a very big market in terms of the transaction types that we're going after. Today, the Africa insurance business, it's about 70 billion with only about 3% penetration. So you can see they're connected cars, they're connected bikes, they're connected warehouses, they're connected trucks. We believe IoT will play a huge role in that area in providing data and then providing analytics on that data for real-time insights that will allow any insurance company to underwrite policy intelligently. We also see a huge amount of trade finance capability, and we see IoT coming into that ecosystem in terms of trade and supply chain. As you can see, the global ecosystem has been impacted by wars, by, you name it, coronavirus, and all of these external influences have an impact on trade flow. So basically, the speed of data will play a huge role in trade finance, and IoT connected devices on shipping vessels, containers, trade ports will give us insights in real time in order to be able to perform proper supply chain and trade finance within the banking sector. And as you go down the lower quadrant on the far left, you will see cross-border trade obviously connecting to payments. So the payments ecosystem, remittance ecosystem is also very, very huge. It's an area for payments infrastructure across countries that we're focused on. And then the last is the lending capability. So as you're doing business, you have to lend capital. In Africa, lending is very, very low because collateral management, collateralization of assets That asset base is not fully defined in a digital construct. And we believe lending, buy now, pay later, as you've seen in the West, will be moving into the side of town. Lending for institutions, lending against trade, lending for agents who are doing delivery, for the delivery companies. All of these lending capability is basically going to be revived with connecting data sources and providing collateral information via IoT, and helping the decision maker or the underwriter to be able to provide efficient information. So these four major quadrants are what Blue Space Financial Club is looking at, and providing a consistent experience across all of these transaction types for Africa. So that's our goal. It's a 4.3 trillion ecosystem that we're working with. I'm not going to bore you too much with slides, but one of the things that we pride ourselves in, that we're the app store for enterprise financial software. All the global players typically partner us and connect it to us through our data centers here in Ghana and then in the cloud to be able to deliver some of the services that we're delivering. We also believe in capacity building and training for the ecosystem. So we have an innovation hub, which allows the actors or the service providers to increase their knowledge pool in how financial services can improve their business. I'm going to shift really quick into the connected ecosystem. What does it mean? How do we see the correlation between IoT and Fintech? And I'm going to give you some practical use cases and also give you a view into how Fintech has been empowered with IoT capability in this day and age. But one thing I want to mention is that there is no IoT without internet, right? Africa is growing its internet penetration, the access to internet, the cost of internet delivery, the last mile is the inequality is very, very high. So we believe that as the world becomes very connected, Africa needs to increase its connectivity, its reach to the last mile, because without that, there's no conversation for IoT anywhere. And as you can see, there's an image on the screen. There's a gentleman holding a very interesting phone. This phone, what we call in this segment of our world, the YAM phone or the feature phone, this phone does not have to be connected to the internet in order to perform services, right? So about 50% of the trade of the interactions that this phone has to the mobile network through its connected SIM and the GSM network is doing this without going to the internet. So we actually in Africa live in a very, very connected world. However, we're innovating ahead of the curve without relying too much on the internet to perform our services. Globally, one of the key things that has come out of Africa is the emergence of what we call mobile money. Mobile money is basically the ability to transact on a ledger system delivered by the likes of Huawei or Ericsson to the telcos, and allows subscribers to have access to a wallet system. This wallet system is equivalent to having basically a bank account, right? So half of the population on the continent may not have bank accounts, but 70% do not have bank accounts. Now, through the capability of IoT, connected telcos, cell towers, mobile phones, we have been able to transact among ourselves, and the emergence of mobile money has changed the game for us. So as you can see globally, there are about 1.2 billion connected mobile money accounts, right? This is growing with about 767 billion transaction value annually. Out of this, Africa is taking quite a big chunk. If you look at the African number, Africa is sitting around half of those connected devices across the continent, right? So Africa is sitting about 562 million connected phones that are giving consumers, subscribers, the ability to transact, to do business on the continent. And we believe IoT plays a huge role in this connectivity. Out of these connectivity that we see, it's not only peer-to-peer, people are doing proper business, enterprise level business. On a daily basis, we're looking at about 23 billion circulating on a peer-to-peer. Out of that peer-to-peer, you can see what's coming in, about 25 billion coming in digital cash in, and you have digital cash out. And there's a split where the money is going, right? Part of the money they're using for bill payments. Some of them are using the money for airtime. Some of them are using it for international remittances. It's a massive ecosystem. And you can see a picture on the far upper right where 3 ladies are transacting. They're selling tomatoes. They are literally doing business on a global scale. Some of them are receiving remittances from different parts of the world. Some of them are sending money and making payments to their suppliers all through these mobile money capability. And we think this would not have been possible without the connectivity of IoT in this ecosystem. Out of all of this, Africa is seeing about 2.3 billion transactions per month. This is massive for merchants, right? So if you look at financial inclusion, if you look at ESG rules or ESG aspirations, this is bringing inclusivity, it's curbing the issue of poverty, it's bringing about a lot of prosperity to people that in other cases will be disconnected from the value chains. So IoT, I think the Internet of Things, the connectivity of these devices, the capability of financial services being layered on top is bringing us to a very, very interesting realm in Africa. I'm going to also move quickly into 2 use cases that we are seeing specifically on the continent. The first one, which is an agenda by a company called Maersk. They are one of the largest container shipping companies in the world, right? Maersk, working with IBM, is leveraging IoT and the connectivity of things. And obviously the banking ecosystem is connecting into that to be able to underwrite the likes of trade finance instruments, LCs, guarantees, and supply chain financing. So IoT is massively being deployed in financial services, but it's the use case that we're seeing is going to grow. Africa has signed what we call the free trade agreement, connecting about 54, 55 countries and creating a single common area. So you can just imagine a $2.3 trillion ecosystem of trade happening across African countries. This is going to unlock new opportunities, new value chains, new capabilities for trade to transpire, for trade to occur. And real-time information sharing, layering analytics on top of this trade data will allow underwriters to do the best trade instruments that they can. What does this give the companies that are participating? We're basically going to get live data at every stage of the trade value chain, right? We're also going to improve the capability of the logistic providers, giving them real-time data feeds in order to plan their logistics and supply chain activity. We're looking at information and documentation. Documentation sharing within trade is one of the most critical aspects of the underwriting process. With the connected systems, we'll be able to have real-time trade data, event data, to be able to manage the risk associated. This is particularly very useful in Africa because of the emergence of this Ukraine-Russia war. It's putting a lot of pressure on oil and gas distribution. This is very, very timely. The cost of gas prices in our market in Ghana and the rest of Africa is going through the roof. And having trade data real time allows us to plan around the shortages that we're seeing. Increase in agility in customer demands, right? This is one of the areas that we could leverage trade data for in the ability to answer questions and forecasting in terms of what customers are looking for and plan appropriately. The next use case I have, obviously, by the way, this also plays into trade insurance. So insurance companies who are writing policies, the reinsurance companies like Lloyd's, are all depending on these data sets to be able to profile their risk in order to give proper policies that the consumers can undertake. The next one is very close to my heart. It's basically a tracking service provider here in Ghana called Instroma GPS. They've been part of our ecosystem within Blue Space, where we're now leveraging on the connected data. We're tracking through satellite systems, tracking buses, trucks, cars, bikes, and heavy equipment, machinery, around how they handle fuel, around how they handle transportation accounting, journals, vehicle maintenance, parts supply. All of this has a correlation to fintech, and the insurance companies in Ghana and the rest of Africa are leveraging these data points in order to also profile what kind of auto insurance policies they write, the health of the driving of the driver. How do we profile them and give them best fit products so that it's more personalized to the way they do business? So that's one of the key areas that we're seeing the use case of IoT playing in a role for tracking devices and insurance. And it's also changing the game in terms of loans. If you take a loan today for a car or a bike, the banker wants to know the use of funds and be able to track the asset class until the loan is paid off, right? So you can see a little bit of a connectivity within this data points that are being collected and how it transverses into our financial services world. All of these capabilities are happening real time in Ghana today. I have some key people that we work with. At this moment, what I want to say is invite Joshua to give us a few of the field experiences in terms of the practitioners of the IoT ecosystem that we've seen out there. If there are any questions, I'm open to answering them. I don't know if that capability is available now, but I'm available to answer questions so far. Joshua, over to you.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Samuel. Great presentation. I think you basically covered the whole value chain of the IoT ecosystem here in Ghana and Africa. And I also think that a lot is really happening in the fintech space, especially here in Ghana, from the entrepreneurial ecosystem to the tech ecosystem. We have a number of startups raising a lot of funding, and I think they are all good, paving the way for connected finance. Now, when you look at the 2020 report by the American research firm Boston Consulting Group, they revealed that Kenya and Ghana have the second and third highest mobile payment usage in the world, respectively, after China. And I think Ghana, we started away somewhere around 2009, and gradually things are picking up. And as you mentioned, about 50% are still not banked yet, and also not have access to the mobile devices or the headsets. So I think there's opportunity for Ghana to still scale up. However, I think there are also a lot of challenges with policies, because currently, if you want to access any of the mobile money transactions, you require an ID card, and about 70% of Ghana's populations don't have a national ID card or a very reliable ID card to access finance. So I think these are some of the challenges that IoT can come in to help with verification, authentication, and also protect people's data. Now, under the Bank of Ghana, we have new initiative called the Cashlight Agenda. The government seeks to create a cashless economy where we could literally move money around without necessarily having the physical cash. And all these policies and structures and frameworks is what is driving the Ghana fintech ecosystem today. They've also set up a number of agencies under the Bank of Ghana to make sure that they have good policies that help entrepreneurs and tech practitioners be able to build. Recently, this year, we have one of our fintech in Ghana raised about $32.8 million to create a connected wallet across the African continent. And we also have the like of Float also raising $17 million to power cash flow for commerce in Africa. Ever since COVID happened in Ghana and Africa, a lot had really moved really fast, especially when it comes to commerce, financial access, financial services and products. and they're all moving towards tech. And this, I believe, also provides a very great opportunity for connected finance. Government also launched an initiative under GIFTS. So GIFTS stand for the Ghana Investment and Finance Promotion Program, which seeks to make sure that we have interconnected banking. So currently in Ghana, we have all our banks connected to your mobile money, so you can easily move money from your bank, your wallet, and wallet to the bank. And they've also introduced a QR code. Probably, according to their report, they say we are the third in the whole world to have this deployed on a national level. So you can buy anything from any shop today and just scan and pay. And these are all also helping with the adoption of IoT in Ghana today. I feel we need to get to a time where we can have contactless payment system. And these are some of the use cases that probably coming up today in the IoT ecosystem here in Ghana. So there are startups working on contactless payment system using wearable devices. We also have startups that are looking at connecting vehicles to the internet to be able to access telemetric data, which also help the insurance industry understand the nature of claims and premium that they have to pay. We have the likes of IoT deployed in different sectors outside fintech, such as agriculture, where we have a number of startups springing from an initiative by Cosmos Energy called KIC. So they're also producing a number of agri-tech startups that are driving the IoT adoption here in Ghana and Africa. We also have IoT adoption in healthcare, in our homes, with smart home. And from our part where we work from the ecosystem perspective as IoT Network Hub, we are more focused on building the human resources in the emerging tech space. So currently we have about 20,000 members in over 20 African countries, and we've tried to explore the emerging technologies by bringing all the actors and then enthusiasts in all the emerging tech together, because we've seen the emergence of this technology help drive innovations in different sectors. If you want to go into IoT or build IoT solution, you might need an AI expert or data scientist to be able to analyze your data or work on your data. So building the community had helped bring the best on the continent together. And we're still developing prototypes and research into how we can build useful use cases in different industries using these emerging technologies. According to another report from the World Bank, currently Ghana mobile money transactions and all the financial transactions constitute about 82% of our GDP. So if you look at the Ghana GDP, 82% of it come from the mobile or the fintech space or the financial space, and it's still growing every day. So these are the submissions that I wanted to contribute to what Samuel presented. I think Samuel had really broken everything down very well, has explained the value chain and then the ecosystem and everything. I just wanted to add up to it. So we need to build more human resources to be able to create more innovation, because when it comes to IoT in finance, hello?
Hello? Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
So I see the need to have voice banking system. We need to have smart branches where we can integrate IoT into banking. We need to have contactless payments. We need to find a way of authentication which can be easy and seamless and secure. So IoT, I see it to be playing very critical role in finance today than ever before. And as a community, we are looking at all these use cases and how best we can be able to start implementing them in our part of the world. I would like to thank you for the opportunity given. I'll bring my contribution here. Thank you.
So Josh, maybe this would be a good time to have a few interactive conversations with the community in Malta. Overall, when you look at the practitioners, right, obviously there are engineers like yourself that is actively working on systems. What is the size of the human resource ecosystem you're seeing in Ghana for IoT as compared to the rest of Africa within the 20 countries that are joined to the ecosystem we're working with?
So Ghana, we started back in 2016, probably about 6 years now. And because we started here in Ghana, we have about 80% of our numbers based in Ghana. And then we realized that Ghana, we have very good institutions that are doing STEM programs like engineering courses. However, they don't have access to this practical knowledge and new technologies that are really reshaping our world. So we've been able to partner with about 20 universities, the best in the country, to absorb the students who are in the STEM space, be able to adopt and learn these new technologies. And this has been very helpful compared to other countries that we were operating now. So Ghana, I would say, we have enough human resources to build and deploy some of these emerging technologies today.
I mean, some of the activities we're doing within the Ghana Innovation Hub and the Blue Space program in our accelerator factories. One of the things we are looking at putting forth is creating a dedicated IoT accelerator program to allow people to come up with new startup ideas, whether in healthcare, whether in logistics, whether in the delivery of food, whether in the agriculture space or in the banking sector. So I think it'll be something we could work on collectively, maybe with some of the resources in Malta, and to sort of create a collaboration between Ghana and Malta within the IoT space for one of the use cases that we've talked about.
I think it will be something we'll be very interested to work on, because we just ended a partnership with Wazi Hub program, which was running from Kenya. We were part of it, and it ended last year. So we'll be happy to have more of this intervention happening, be able to look at some of the challenges we face in our country and how best we can use these technologies to create innovations out of it. So we'll be very happy to work with you on that.
Excellent. Carl, are there any questions from the community that we could address?
Hi, first of all, I would like to thank you, Samuel and Joshua, for your fantastic presentation. It was very insightful, and I applaud the work that's being done in the realm of IoT and tech in general over in Ghana. I do, of course, encourage any attendees to pose any questions. I'm not seeing any at this point in time, but I'll just give it a while longer. Perhaps someone wants to pose any questions. I have to reiterate what Samuel just mentioned, that I do encourage Maltese companies that are looking to explore any business opportunities and any networking in Ghana to reach out to either myself or Samuel or Joshua, and we'll be more than happy to facilitate any introductions that you may need in any of the areas that were mentioned today. So yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we do have any questions. Once again, I'd like to extend my thank you to both of you for joining us today and for your very insightful presentation. And I wish you all a very great day.
Thank you very much for allowing us to join your community, and we look forward for collaborations in the future. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you. Good day.
All right. Thank you too.